Tonight, as you allow your body to settle into the warm cocoon of rest, imagine yourself drifting gently away from the weight of your day. Your breath becomes soft. Your thoughts loosen, like thin strands of cloud fading into a twilight sky. And slowly, you find yourself gliding across a silent ocean of stars. Somewhere ahead, glowing with its familiar rust-red hue, waits a world that has called to humanity for generations. A world of quiet plains, towering mountains, and thin whispering winds. Tonight, you will step gently into that world. Tonight, you will imagine what life might feel like if you lived on Mars. The space around you grows darker, but the darkness feels warm and safe, like a soft blanket stretching across infinity. Far below, Earth becomes a distant sphere of blue and white, turning slowly and peacefully. Up here, everything is calm. Everything is still. You drift toward the red planet with no rush, no effort, carried by the gentle tide of imagination. And as Mars grows larger in your vision, you sense its personality. Ancient, weathered, patient. A world that has waited billions of years in silence, untouched except by wind and starlight. Its deserts glow faintly beneath a pale sun. Its mountains rise into thin air. Its valleys stretch wider than continents. This Mars is not harsh or cold in your dream. It is simply quiet and welcoming in its stillness. Soon, you are gliding down through the delicate layers of the Martian sky. The sunlight is soft here, dimmed by the distance, giving everything a muted calm. The air carries a subtle, dusty scent, faint but present, like the memory of an old library or an ancient stone path warmed by the sun. And slowly, gently, you feel your feet touch the surface of this new world, not with a heavy thud, but with a floating ease, as though the planet itself is cushioning your arrival. You breathe in slowly, even through the filtered air of your lightweight suit. You feel a sense of space, of openness, of possibility. Gravity tugs at you with only a third of Earth's strength. Your body feels lighter, as though someone has lifted a burden from your shoulders. Each movement becomes slow and gliding, like a gentle dance on dust-covered ground. Ahead of you lies your home, a cluster of rounded habitats glowing softly under the early Martian light. Their smooth surfaces reflect faint shades of rose and gold, blending harmoniously with the landscape. They look almost like pearls resting in a sea of red sand. Thin pathways curve between them, leading you to places of rest, nourishment, exploration, and quiet work. Everything here is calm. Everything is designed to feel safe. You walk toward the nearest dome, feeling the quiet stretch around you. There is no rush in this world, no noise, no crowds, just the slow heartbeat of a distant planet and the gentle sound of your footsteps pressing into the fine dust. You enter through a small airlock that opens with a soft sigh. Warm air touches your face. Familiar scents, gentle hints of clean water, warm light, and softened oxygen drift around you. Inside, the colors are muted and warm, designed to soothe the mind. Soft golds, dusty creams, pale greens. The lighting glows like a constant sunrise, never too bright, never too dim. You remove your suit and feel your body sink into comfort, the way you might when you return home after a long day. The air is warm, perfectly balanced, holding just enough humidity to ease your lungs. Everything here is made to cradle you, to remind you that even on a distant world, you are supported and protected. As you step into your living quarters, you see a small window beside your bed. Outside, the Martian dawn stretches across the horizon, in shades of violet, dusty rose, and pearly blue. The sun is rising, slowly, gently, casting long shadows across the ground. You sit beside the window for a moment, letting your eyes relax into the soft colors. The horizon curves in a way that feels different from Earth. Subtle, strange, beautiful. Time seems to slow on Mars. Days pass with a quiet dignity. Nothing rushes. The planet has existed for billions of years without hurry, and now, sitting here, you feel yourself syncing with its rhythm. A slower rhythm, a gentler rhythm. You decide to take a walk outside. The suit you wear is light, flexible, almost comforting. It hugs you softly, like an embrace made of warm fabric and quiet technology. When you step through the habitat door, the landscape greets you with an endless calm. The ground is covered in dust that glows softly under the sunlight, creating a shimmering copper-colored surface. Small pebbles scatter like stars on the ground. Far away, cliffs shine with pale orange light. You walk with slow, floating steps, enjoying the effortless motion of low gravity. Each step lifts you slightly higher than you expect, and your body relaxes into this gentle new rhythm. Your breathing slows, your mind quiets. The world around you becomes a soft painting in motion. As you continue walking, you approach a greenhouse dome, a place filled with life, warmth, and gentle air. The moment you step inside, a wave of humidity touches your skin. Rows of plants stretch before you, their leaves glowing under warm, nurturing lights. The scent of soil, water, and green life surrounds you like a familiar memory. You walk slowly between the rows, brushing your fingers lightly over cool leaves. A tiny flower opens toward the artificial sun, its petals pale and delicate. Here, life thrives quietly, peacefully, steadily. You close your eyes, listening to the faint hum of the greenhouse. It sounds like a soft vibration, steady and calming, like a heartbeat beneath the floor. You breathe deeply, letting the warmth sink into your body. Later, when you step back outside, the day is beginning to stretch toward afternoon. The sky above holds a dusty golden tint. Shadows lengthen across the sand like long ribbons. You stand still for a moment, letting the light rest on your skin through the suit. Everything feels unhurried. Everything feels gentle. Far on the horizon, a small dust cloud drifts slowly. Not a storm, just a whisper of wind lifting grains of sand in a delicate dance. Mars is quiet, but not empty. It moves in soft gestures, subtle and serene. As the hours pass, you find yourself returning to the ridge near your settlement. You climb it with easy, buoyant steps, and when you reach the top, the entire world spreads before you in endless calm. From here, the settlement glows faintly, like a cluster of warm lanterns in a vast desert. Above, the sky fades toward evening, colors melting into shades of rose and muted purple. You sit down on a smooth rock and let your thoughts drift like dust in the gentle wind. You think of Earth, distant and blue, hanging somewhere beyond the horizon of stars. And yet, here on this quiet red world, you feel a deep sense of peace, a sense of possibility, a sense that life can take root anywhere when held with care and quiet intention. The sun lowers slowly, taking its time, casting a long line of gold across the ground. The temperature cools, but you feel warm inside your suit. You breathe in, slowly, deeply, letting the vast stillness of Mars settle inside your chest. And as the sky darkens further, two tiny moons rise. Phobos moving quickly like a wandering spark, Deimos drifting slowly like a drifting dream. Their presence feels comforting, like gentle companions watching over you as night approaches. You stand, feeling the lightness of your body once more, and begin to walk back towards your home. The lights of the habitat glow softly in the growing dusk. Each step brings you closer to warmth, to rest, to quiet reflection. Inside, the air returns to its soothing temperature, embracing you as you remove your suit. You stretch, relax, and settle onto your bed, a soft place designed to help you unwind after a long Martian day. Your room dims into warm amber light. Outside your window, night settles over the red sands, turning them into a landscape of deep shadows and muted glow. The sky above is filled with stars that shine more clearly than they ever could on Earth, unblurred by thick atmosphere. They sparkle like distant thoughts drifting through your mind. As you lie there, breathing slowly, feeling safe and weightless, you begin to drift. Your thoughts stretch out like starlight, soft and far away. Mars holds you in its gentle embrace. The hum of the habitat becomes a lullaby, steady and soothing. And slowly, peacefully, you prepare to drift deeper into this long, quiet Martian night. And as you rest there in the gentle amber glow of your Martian room, you begin to notice how the stillness of the night wraps itself around you. It is not an empty stillness, not a silence that feels lonely or cold. Instead, it is a silence that seems to listen, to breathe with you, to cradle you softly in the vastness of another world. The soft hum of the habitat systems becomes a kind of rhythm, a steady, calming presence that reminds you that even here, millions of kilometers from Earth, you are held in comfort. Outside your window, the desert has shifted into deeper shades of red and violet. The sands shimmer faintly under the light of countless stars. Mars at night is unlike anything you have ever seen. There are no city lights, no distant cars, no signs of movement except for the drifting moons and the occasional sigh of wind that stirs the dust in thin, graceful arcs. You rise slowly from your bed, feeling weightless, as if the planet is encouraging you to move gently through the quiet. You make your way toward the window and place your hand softly against the cool surface. Beyond the glass, Phobos glides across the sky, carving a quick, silent path. It is small, irregular in shape, almost like a wandering stone caught in orbit. Yet here, in the stillness of your night, it feels like a familiar friend. Deimos follows behind, slower, more distant, drifting like a tiny lantern suspended in the darkness. Together, they give the Martian night a feeling of companionship. Not too bright, not intrusive, just present, calm, steady. You take a slow breath, feeling the quiet air of your habitat expand softly in your lungs. And then you decide to step outside once more, not for work, not for exploration, but simply to experience the night as someone who now lives on this quiet, red world. The suit, warm and light, feels almost like a second skin. As you step through the airlock, the sound of the habitat fades behind you, replaced by the vast, weightless hush of Martian night. The sand beneath your feet feels cool. The sky stretches endlessly overhead, its stars unwavering and bright, unshaped by any flicker of atmosphere. Walking here at night feels like moving through a dream. Every step lifts you just slightly off the ground, letting you float for brief, gentle moments. The dust glows faintly under starlight, creating a soft, shimmering path wherever you walk. You notice how your shadow stretches long behind you, a thin silhouette shaped by a distant sun that no longer shines, its last light now hidden beneath the horizon. You make your way toward a small observation dome perched near the edge of a valley. Its structure curves elegantly, almost like a bubble resting on the sand, transparent and inviting. Inside, the lighting is dim and warm, designed for reflection, for quiet moments like this. You step inside, remove your helmet, and breathe the enriched air that fills the dome with gentle comfort. Before you lies a vast canyon, carved long ago by forces no longer present. The valley stretches so far that its edges fade into the night. You can't see its full depth from here. The darkness gathers thick and soft, filling the chasms with shadow. Yet the scene is not frightening. It is tranquil, ancient, patient. A place that has waited for millions of years for someone to gaze upon it with wonder. You sit down on a cushioned bench by the window, letting your body relax completely. The quiet inside the dome feels even deeper than the quiet outside. A faint warmth radiates from the floor, seeping gently into your legs, into your back, into your shoulders. Your breathing slows. Your thoughts begin to drift again, unhurried and soft. From this view, Mars feels more alive than you expected. Not alive with plants or animals, but alive with presence. Its rocks, its dunes, its mountains, they all hold stories within them. Stories of ancient rivers, ancient winds, ancient eruptions. Stories that rise and fall through time like distant echoes. And as you sit there, gazing into the canyon, you feel a connection with this world, as though you, too, are part of its story now. A quiet chapter, a peaceful one. Minutes pass gently, though time feels different here. The longer you sit, the more the canyon begins to reveal itself. Subtle shapes emerge in the darkness, layers of stone illuminated by faint starlight, curving ridges that soften into the distance. The surface of Mars may be cold and dry, but in your dreamlike state, it feels warm, grounded, and timeless. After a while, you rise from the bench with slow, fluid movement. You place your helmet back on and step out of the dome. The night greets you once more, serene and vast. You begin to walk along the ridge, following a path lit gently by embedded lights, small, warm glows spaced evenly along the ground. These lights guide you like a soft constellation on the surface of the world, leading you toward another dome farther from the settlement. This one is dedicated to rest, a quiet sanctuary built into the landscape, partially nestled beneath the sand. As you walk toward it, the wind picks up slightly, stirring a thin veil of dust that swirls around your ankles in soft spirals. Inside the rest dome, the temperature is warm and soothing. A faint scent of cedar and soft minerals hangs in the air, designed to evoke calm and quiet familiarity. The walls are textured slightly, reminiscent of gentle dunes. The lights are low and golden, shaped to resemble lamps on a calm evening back on Earth. You remove your suit and step into a reclining seat that shifts to accommodate your body. The cushions feel soft and airy, supporting you perfectly in the low Martian gravity. As you lean back, you notice how the worries you carried, even the smallest ones, begin to dissolve, like dust settling gently after a quiet wind. A soft system of sound begins to play, not music, but the faintest hint of tones, like the deep resonance of far-off vibrations. They remind you of standing near a great cave on Earth, feeling the echoes of your own breath reflected back to you. These tones are calming, slow, warm. They fill the dome with a sense of deep safety. Your eyes close naturally, slowly, and you drift into a light rest. Not sleep yet, but something softer, a drifting state where thoughts feel far away, where your body feels suspended, where Mars feels like it is breathing with you. When you open your eyes again, only a short time has passed, though it feels longer, like a small dream folded into the night. The stars outside shine even more brightly now. A faint orange glow rises behind a distant hill. Not sunrise, not yet, but the soft reflection of starlight on dust. You leave the rest dome feeling refreshed in the gentlest way. Each movement is fluid, unhurried. You walk slowly back toward the settlement, guided again by the warm path lights. The air is still, calm, undisturbed. You feel as though you are the only person on the planet, but not in a lonely sense, in a peaceful, expansive sense, as though Mars itself is sharing its solitude with you. When you reach your habitat, the interior welcomes you once more with its soft warmth. You remove your suit and stretch, feeling your spine lengthen lightly in the lower gravity. You return to your bed, lying down with a deep sense of ease. Outside, the sky is shifting again, preparing for the slow arrival of Martian dawn. Your eyes begin to grow heavier, your breathing deepens, and you begin to drift again, gently, slowly, embraced by the endless calm of this distant red world. As you lie in the gentle warmth of your Martian room, the night slowly begins to give way to the earliest whispers of dawn. It doesn't happen quickly here. Nothing on Mars ever rushes. Instead, the first light rises softly, almost shyly, touching the horizon with a thin line of pale blue. It is subtle at first, like the faint glow of a distant memory, and then gradually it begins to spread. You feel the change before you fully see it, a quiet brightening in the air, a soft shift in the color of the landscape outside your window. The stars begin to fade, one by one, drifting back into the deep violet sky. Phobos is already gone, setting swiftly beyond the hills, while Deimos lingers a while longer, drifting like a slow lantern toward the edge of morning. You sit up slowly, your body light and unburdened by the gentle pull of Martian gravity. The bed beneath you molds to your shape, supporting you as though it knows precisely how to cradle your body in this early hour. You stretch your arms, feeling the low gravity lengthen your muscles in a soothing, effortless way. For a moment, you simply watch the sunrise. It is unlike any sunrise on Earth. The light doesn't explode across the sky. It glides. It washes over the land in thin, delicate sheets of color, shifting from blue to soft rose to pale gold. Every rock, every dune, every gentle curve of the landscape slowly awakens beneath the glow. It is a silent symphony of light, calm and unhurried. You step out of bed and move toward the small hydration unit in your room. The water here is recycled carefully, purified with precision, warmed just enough to feel comforting when you drink it. You take a slow sip, feeling the warmth travel through you, grounding you gently in the day ahead. Even simple sensations feel soothing on Mars, every action softened by the quiet atmosphere of this distant world. After dressing in your lightweight inner clothes, you prepare to step outside again. Today is calm. Today holds no tasks, no schedules, just quiet exploration, just gentle wandering through the world you now call home. Your suit seals around you with a soft click, and the airlock releases you into the crisp morning light. The ground glows faintly under your feet, warmed only slightly by the rising sun. The air is thin, but your suit keeps your breathing steady, a slow rhythm that matches the pace of the planet. You decide to walk east toward a series of low hills that catch the morning light like polished stone. Each step lifts you in gentle arcs, your feet touching the ground with soft, floating motions. You feel almost weightless, as though Mars is guiding you forward with a tender hand. As you approach the hills, the ground becomes more textured, small stones scattered across the dust, shaped by millions of years of wind. You crouch down and pick one up. It fits easily in your hand, light and smooth. The stone is cold at first, but it warms quickly as you hold it, absorbing the heat from your glove. You imagine the story behind it, how long it has lain here, untouched, watching the sky change through countless Martian years. You place the stone back gently and continue walking. At the top of the hill, you pause. The view is wide, endless, peaceful. From here, the horizon curves gently in every direction. The settlement appears small behind you, like a cluster of softly glowing beads resting on the sand. Beyond it, the land stretches into vast plains, broken only by distant ridges, silent plateaus, and the faint outline of ancient valleys. A soft breeze, more a whisper than a wind, brushes past you, lifting a thin veil of dust that spirals upward in graceful, swirling motions. It dances briefly in the morning light before settling once again on the ground. On Mars, even the wind moves slowly, thoughtfully. You take a moment to breathe deeply, feeling your lungs fill with the calm, filtered air. There is something soothing in knowing that everything here is deliberate. Every movement, every breath, every step. Mars invites you to slow down, to release tension you didn't even realize you held, to listen to a quieter rhythm. When you begin walking again, you follow a gentle downward slope that leads to a wide, open plain, a place researchers once called the Whisper Field because of how sound travels here. The thin atmosphere softens every noise, transforming footsteps into muffled thumps and making even the faint rattle of dust sound like a distant sigh. You walk in silence, listening to the subtle echoes of your movements. Your mind becomes lighter, thoughts dissolving into the vastness around you. You feel deeply connected to the landscape, its stillness, its patience, its ancient quiet. You sense how long this world has existed, how many suns it has seen rise and fall, and yet how gently it welcomes your presence. Eventually, you come across a lone structure, a small observation post built into the ground, half buried in sand. Its exterior blends naturally with the landscape, shaped to resist the slow drifting of dust. When you step inside, the air is warm, softly illuminated by a diffuse golden glow that creates a serene atmosphere. The interior is simple: a long cushioned bench, a curved window looking out onto the plains, and a small panel that controls the temperature and lighting. You sit down and let your body sink into the cushion. The bench supports you in the same gentle, adaptive way everything in your habitat does, cradling you lightly as though floating. Outside the window, the plain glows brightly now under the rising sun. Shadows ripple softly as the light grows stronger. The quiet is almost meditative, a silence that feels full rather than empty. You feel yourself melting into the stillness, your thoughts becoming soft shapes that drift without direction. As you sit there, you begin to imagine how humanity might slowly expand across this planet, not in a hurried way, but patiently, building domes in sheltered valleys, growing gardens in warm greenhouses, carving gentle paths that wind through old riverbeds, people working slowly, thoughtfully, guided by the calm of the world around them. Mars transforms those who live here. It teaches patience. It teaches slowness. It teaches the beauty of quiet. And in the stillness of the observation post, you feel these lessons settling softly into your mind, into your breathing, into the rhythm of your heart. After some time, you rise again and continue your walk across the plain. The sun is higher now, though still soft, diffused by the thin air. You notice new colors emerging, pale golds, muted pinks, warm browns, all shifting gently across the ground as the light changes. You find another small hill and begin to climb. The ascent is effortless in low gravity. At the top, you look out and see something new. Far in the distance, the faint outline of the Great Canyon system, known as Valles Marineris. Even from here, it appears immense, a deep shadow stretching hundreds of kilometers across the planet. You imagine what it would feel like to stand at its edge, to look down into the vastness of a canyon so deep and wide that it dwarfs any on Earth. You imagine the thin air drifting through its cliffs, whispering through ancient stone. Perhaps later in this long dream, you will go there. But for now, you simply breathe. You let the view expand your mind, soften your body, and quiet your thoughts. The world around you feels endless, but gentle, empty, but comforting, silent, but full of presence. Eventually, you begin to walk back toward the settlement. Your steps are slow, not from fatigue, but from the desire to savor the quiet. The landscape shifts subtly as you move, hills becoming ridges, ridges becoming smooth plains once again. When you arrive, the habitat glows warmly under the mid-morning light. You enter through the airlock and feel the soft wash of warm air greet you. Inside, everything feels familiar, like a comforting embrace waiting for your return. You remove your suit, stretch lightly, and walk to the communal dome where others sometimes gather. Today, it is empty, filled only with soft music, long sustained tones that drift like gentle waves. You sit on a cushioned bench and close your eyes. The warmth of the dome, the music, the soft lighting, everything lulls you toward a deeper relaxation. And as you rest there, you feel as though you are drifting once more, floating between wakefulness and sleep, between thought and dream, between Earth and Mars. The planet holds you gently, asking nothing, offering only quiet. Your breathing slows once more, your body loosens, your thoughts drift like dust on a calm wind, and you prepare to sink even deeper into this long, soothing Martian day. As you rest in the quiet, communal dome, listening to the long, drifting tones that echo gently through the warm air, you begin to feel as though time itself is slowing. The light in the room remains soft, golden, almost honey-like, casting a gentle glow over the curved walls. You breathe deeply, letting the warmth sink into your body, loosening every muscle, calming every small thought. When you open your eyes again, the music fades into the background, becoming little more than a soft hum. You rise slowly, feeling the lightness of your limbs in the Martian gravity, and walk toward the curved window that faces the settlement's outer dunes. The sun is higher now, but still gentle, still distant. It casts long, hazy shadows across the sand, giving the ground the look of rippled silk. Outside, the day stretches wide and peaceful. The settlement appears quiet, as if the entire place is breathing with you, matching the slow rhythm of your movements. You decide to step outside once more, not far, just wandering, letting the planet guide your path. Your suit feels familiar now, comforting, like a soft, protective shell that allows you to explore this world without worry. When you step through the airlock, the outside air greets you with its thin, cool whisper. The dust beneath your feet is warm where sunlight touches it, and cool in the shadows, creating a quiet mosaic of temperatures that shift gently with each step. You walk beyond the settlement, following a small ridge that curves like a wave frozen in time. As you move, the horizon seems to breathe, expanding slowly, then releasing into the soft morning light. Every step feels like a quiet glide, your body carried effortlessly by the gentle gravity. Before long, you reach a small valley, shallow and wide, with stones scattered like tiny islands across a sea of dust. Some of the stones shine faintly, catching the sunlight in subtle flashes of gold or copper. You crouch and pick one up. It's rough on the outside, but smoother beneath the dust, shaped by ancient winds and forgotten storms. When you hold it in your hands, it warms quickly, connecting you to the deep history of this silent world. You place the stone back carefully and keep walking, letting your path wind naturally toward a series of small formations that rise from the valley floor. These formations look like frozen waves, smooth, curved layers of rock shaped by processes long gone. You run your gloved hand along one of them, feeling the faint resistance of its surface, imagining the thousands of years it took to form. As you continue onward, the valley floor begins to widen, leading toward a series of shallow cliffs. They're not tall, but they cast long shadows that stretch like long fingers across the sand. You follow the shadows, walking slowly, savoring the weightlessness in your steps. Birds do not fly here. Leaves do not rustle. Rivers do not flow. And yet, the quiet is filled with presence. A deep, ancient presence that feels almost like a heartbeat. Eventually, you climb one of the shallow cliffs, your body lifting easily with each motion. At the top, you are greeted by a sweeping view of the desert. It extends in every direction, vast and gentle, like an endless ocean of muted reds and soft oranges. The sun glints off distant rock faces, creating small mirrors of light across the land. You sit down at the edge of the cliff, your legs dangling loosely over the rocks. The air feels still. The silence grows even deeper, filling your ears with a warm, soothing quiet. Far below, dust drifts lazily in the light breeze, swirling in slow, delicate spirals. As you sit there, your thoughts drift in the same slow spirals. You begin to imagine what life on Mars might look like decades from now. Perhaps more settlements, gently glowing across the plains. Perhaps soft roads carved into the hills, guiding travelers from dome to dome. Perhaps small gardens planted beneath protective glass, growing steadily under warm, artificial lights. Everything done slowly, carefully, respectfully, as though humanity has learned to follow the gentle rhythm of the planet. A soft vibration in your suit alerts you to a gentle reminder: hydration. You smile softly at the care woven into your environment. Even on Mars, you are never forgotten. You are always guided toward comfort and health. You sip warm, filtered water from the suit system, feeling the liquid travel through your body like a calm wave. When you rise again, you continue walking along the ridge, letting the soft landscape guide you without rush. Your shadow follows loosely behind, stretched out across the sand. Time feels thick and slow, like honey flowing in sunlight. You lose track of minutes, then hours, wandering quietly across the land. Eventually, you come upon a small research dome nestled in a natural depression in the ground. Its rounded shape mirrors the hills around it, and it almost blends into the landscape. You step inside, feeling the soft warmth embrace you once again. The interior is calm, filled with screens displaying slow-moving data, soil temperature, atmospheric readings, patterns of dust movement. Everything moves gently. Nothing flashes. Nothing demands attention. You sit in a soft chair near the central window. From here, you can see a distant cluster of rocks worn into strange shapes by time. Some look like sculptures, others resemble ancient ruins. They cast short, dark shadows that give the land a sense of depth and quiet age. On a nearby table lies a small device designed for relaxation, a smooth, stone-like object that emits soft, warm pulses, synchronized to mimic a calm heartbeat. You pick it up, feeling it vibrate gently against your palm. The warmth spreads through your hand, then your arm, and slowly into your chest, guiding your breathing to slow even further. You close your eyes and let yourself relax completely. The dome hums softly. The pulse in your hand beats like a distant memory. The world outside remains still. In this moment, you are not thinking about the future or the past. You are simply here, breathing slowly, resting deeply, becoming part of the quiet rhythm of Mars. After a long period of stillness, you open your eyes and rise once more. You set the device down gently and step out of the dome. The light outside has shifted again. The sun now hangs at a gentle angle, creating long shadows that stretch across the ground like soft brushstrokes. You begin your walk back toward the settlement. Each step feels like floating. The horizon glows faintly. The air is quiet. And as you move, you feel a soft sense of gratitude for the silence, for the stillness, for the deep calm that this world offers so freely. When you finally return to your habitat, the interior glows warmly, welcoming you like a familiar embrace. You remove your suit, stretch lightly, and make your way to your personal room. The lights adjust automatically to a gentle, late afternoon softness. You lie down for a moment, your body sinking effortlessly into the bed's warm, adaptive surface. Your eyes drift half closed, your breathing deepens, and the planet continues its slow, patient rotation beneath you, carrying you calmly into the quiet of the Martian afternoon. You remain resting on your bed for a long, quiet moment, letting the warmth of the habitat surround you like a gentle cocoon. The afternoon light on Mars has a special stillness to it, soft, muted, as if the sun itself is drifting into a slower rhythm. It fills your room with a warm amber glow that settles over every surface in a delicate, peaceful haze. You sit up slowly, stretching lightly, and feel the ease of your limbs in the lower gravity. Even simple movements feel graceful here, unhurried and light. For a moment you simply sit, listening to the faint hum of the life support systems. Steady, rhythmic, reassuring. That soft background sound becomes almost like a heartbeat, reminding you that even on this distant world, you are held in constant care. Eventually, you rise from the bed and decide to take another walk, this time toward the western side of the settlement, where the ground slopes gently downward into a broad, open plain. As you move through the habitat's curved hallway, the light shifts subtly to match the time of day, dimming slightly as the sun lowers. Everything here is designed to soothe. No sharp brightness, No sudden changes, only gradual transitions that almost feel like the planet is breathing with you. Your suit awaits you near the exit, warm, soft, familiar. You step into it with practiced ease, and as the seals close with a gentle click, you feel protected, cocooned, ready to step once more into the vast quiet of the Martian landscape. The airlock opens, and the outside world greets you with calm. The afternoon sun hangs low in the dusty sky, casting long shadows across the sand. The light is golden, but muted, softened by the thin atmosphere. You take your first few steps, slow and drifting, feeling the dust compress gently under your feet and then loosen as you rise into the next small glide. You head west, toward the plain. The wind is faint, almost not there at all, yet somehow you sense its presence. A soft movement of air carrying the dry, ancient scent of the planet. You notice how the color of the land changes subtly with each direction of light. Warm copper in the sun, deep rose in the shade, pale gold where dust lifts into the air for a moment. The ground gradually slopes downward, and the view opens up like an unfolding scroll. The plain stretches endlessly, reaching toward the horizon in every direction. There is something incredibly calming about this vastness. Not empty, but open, gentle, accepting. You walk forward until you reach a gentle rise, just a small hill, and climb it easily. At the top, you pause to take in the sweeping view. Far in the distance, you see thin dust devils swirling slowly, delicate columns of dust moving with a kind of lazy grace. They do not threaten, they do not rush. They twist softly, tracing quiet circles across the plain like wandering dancers. You continue walking, moving down the small hill and onto the open plain, where the ground becomes smoother, almost polished by countless years of wind. The sunlight is shifting into richer tones now, deeper golds, soft oranges, and faint hints of red. The atmosphere turns these colors into a kind of dreamlike haze, blurring the edges of distant rocks and hills. As you walk, you come across a series of small markers placed long ago to guide explorers. They are simple shapes, smooth, rounded pillars, no taller than your knee. Their surfaces have gathered fine layers of dust, giving them a soft, velvety appearance. You touch one, lightly with your glove, feeling a faint vibration from the wind passing through a hollow inside. Even that small sound is soothing, a quiet hum, barely audible, blending seamlessly into the silence. You follow the line of markers until they lead you to a small research outpost nestled into the side of a shallow depression. The structure is rounded, built to blend into the landscape, its surface reflecting the colors of the desert around it. You enter through a low doorway and feel the warm air wrap around you gently once again. Inside, the lighting is low and golden. Small screens glow softly, showing slow, steady readings, temperature shifts, dust patterns, atmospheric pressure. Everything moves slowly, nothing abrupt, nothing demanding your attention. You walk to a cushioned chair and sit down, allowing your body to settle into its warm embrace. Across the room, a circular window shows a close-up view of the plain. From this angle, the dust devils appear even softer, their movements graceful and hypnotic. You watch them drift and dissolve, as if performing a quiet, endless dance, just for you. After a long, restful time in the outpost, you stand, stretch gently, and return outside. The sun is now lower, edging close to the western horizon. The landscape glows with a warm, fading light that makes the entire planet seem to exhale, as though it is preparing for night. You walk back toward the settlement, moving at an even slower pace now, letting the world sink deeply into your senses. The dust under your feet feels softer in the cooling air. The wind brushes gently against your suit, creating thin streams of sound that resemble distant whispers. As you reach the familiar ridge near the settlement, you stop and look back one more time at the plain. The dust devils have faded. The light has deepened into a warm, glowing rust color. The first faint stars begin to peek through the sky, twinkling softly in the thinning light. You descend the ridge, feeling the smooth slope carry you gently toward home. The habitat glows warmly in the approaching twilight, its domes illuminated from within like soft lanterns placed across the sand. You step through the airlock, remove your suit, and feel the comforting embrace of the warm interior air. Inside, the lights have dimmed further, settling into calm tones reminiscent of late evening on Earth. You walk slowly to your room, your body feeling light, your mind drifting into a deeper state of calm. When you lie down, the bed adjusts to your form, creating a perfect cradle for rest. The temperature shifts gently to the ideal warmth. The air carries a hint of clean minerals and soft florals, a subtle scent designed to welcome your body into relaxation. Outside your window, the last sliver of sunlight fades, and the first full stars of the Martian night appear. They are bright and clear, sharper than they ever could be through Earth's thick air. You watch them for a moment, your eyes half closed, breathing slow and deep. And as night fully settles over the red desert, you feel yourself drifting again, sinking gently into the quiet rhythm of this distant world. Night has fully settled across the Martian desert now, and your room glows softly with warm amber light that feels as gentle as candlelight. You sit up slowly, feeling a quiet sense of peace radiating through your body. The hum of the habitat wraps around you like a soft acoustic blanket, steady and comforting, its rhythm matching the slow, calm rise and fall of your breath. Outside your window, the sky stretches into a deep violet black, clearer than any night you've ever known on Earth. The stars shimmer sharply, each one a tiny point of steady light. Mars has no thick atmosphere to blur them. They shine like distant crystals scattered across an endless canvas. For a moment, you sit perfectly still, watching them flicker in the silence, feeling as though you are floating among them. You decide to step outside once more, not for a walk this time, but simply to experience the fullness of the Martian night. Your suit is warm when you slip into it, familiar and soft, a protective shell that feels almost as comforting as a blanket. When the airlock opens, a wave of cool stillness greets you. The air outside is silent, carrying the faintest trace of drifting dust, so light it barely touches the ground. You walk only a few steps from the habitat, stopping at a small platform designed for night observation. It stands just slightly above the ground, giving you a gentle view over the dunes without taking you far from shelter. You step onto it and lift your gaze. The stars stretch in every direction. Some glow brightly, others are faint and distant. The Milky Way cuts across the sky like a river of silver dust. Phobos appears again, skimming across the night with quiet urgency, its small body tracing a soft arc above the horizon. You watch as it races silently overhead, moving faster than any moon on Earth ever could. Deimos follows far behind, drifting as slowly as a thought you almost had, but let drift away before you could fully grasp it. The air around you feels perfectly still, as though the entire planet is holding its breath. You close your eyes and let the quiet settle around you. In this silence, you sense the ancientness of Mars, a world that has stood unchanged for millions upon millions of years. A world that has seen comets streak across its sky, dust storms sweep across its plains, and wind carve gentle marks into stone. A world with a history that moves slowly, patiently, without urgency. When you open your eyes again, your gaze falls to the ground. The dust near your feet is illuminated faintly by the lights of the habitat, creating a soft halo that blends into the darkness. Each tiny grain seems to glow with a reddish warmth, and when the faint breeze shifts, they move together like a delicate ripple across still water. You take a slow step down from the platform and walk a little farther toward a nearby dune. Your body feels light, buoyed by the gentle gravity. When you reach the top of the dune, you pause again. From here, the settlement appears as a cluster of warm lights nestled into the dark sand, like a handful of glowing pearls resting on an open palm. You sit slowly, letting your body settle into the soft dust. The surface yields slightly beneath you, warm from the day, but cooling under the night sky. You lean back on your hands, feeling the texture of the ground through your gloves. Fine, powdery, smooth. For a long time, you simply sit in silence. No sounds of traffic, no distant chatter, no hum of a busy world. Just the faint movement of the wind and the quiet pulse of your own breath. You feel weightless, peaceful, completely unburdened as you gaze into the endless night. Eventually, you stand and begin to walk back toward the habitat. Each step feels softer than the last, as though the night air itself is cushioning your movement. When you reach the entrance, the warm glow from inside spills out onto the sand, welcoming you home once more. Inside, you remove your suit with slow, relaxed movements. The air feels warmer, fuller, comforting. You walk through the softly lit hallway to the communal dome again, drawn by a subtle desire to sit in the quiet space once more before sleep. The dome is empty, peaceful. Lights glow like distant lanterns, dimmed to a gentle haze. You sit on one of the cushioned benches, and the material shifts to cradle your body effortlessly. The acoustics of the dome amplify the soft hum of the systems just enough to make it feel like a soothing drone, a continuous, gentle sound that calms your thoughts. After a few minutes of stillness, you rise and head toward one of the inner garden domes, a place filled with small plants grown in carefully balanced soil. The air inside is warmer still, filled with faint hints of green life, soft moisture, and clean natural scents. Small leaves glisten under warm lights that mimic moonlight in a gentle, silvery tone. You walk slowly between the rows of plants. You touch a leaf lightly with your fingertips, feeling its cool surface. You bend down to smell a tiny flower shaped like a delicate star. Its scent is subtle, just enough to stir a soft memory of earth, of gardens and fresh mornings, but quiet enough to belong here too, on Mars. You take a deep breath and exhale slowly, letting the calming air soothe every cell in your body. The greenhouse is quiet, except for the faint hiss of circulating air and the gentle clicking of moisture regulators. These sounds blend into a soft lullaby that drifts through the space like a breeze. After lingering there for a while, you decide to return to your room. The hallway lights dim even further as the habitat enters its late-night cycle. The long curve of the corridor feels like a tunnel carved from gentle amber light. Your footsteps make almost no sound on the soft flooring. When you reach your room, you pause for a moment before entering, enjoying the hush of the habitat around you. Then you step inside, and the lights automatically shift to a warm, restful glow that fills the space with comfort. You lie down on your bed once again. It molds around you instantly, supporting your shoulders, your hips, your legs, creating a perfect cradle for deep rest. The pillow feels soft and warm, like a gentle hand beneath your head. Outside, the stars remain bright. Deimos hangs low in the sky, drifting slowly like a dream suspended in time. The desert is still, silent, perfectly calm. You take a long, slow breath, and then another. Your body sinks deeper into the bed, your mind softens, and your thoughts float like dust in the quiet Martian air. The night holds you, gentle and serene, carrying you toward an even deeper state of peace. As you lie there in the warm, gentle cradle of your bed, the quiet Martian night continues to wrap itself around you like a soft blanket. The world outside remains utterly still, illuminated only by the cold starlight drifting down across the red sands. Even inside your room, the air feels lighter somehow, as though the silence itself has weight, a comforting, soothing weight that presses softly over your body, guiding you deeper into rest. Your breathing grows slower, steadier, in and out. You turn your head slightly toward the window. From your bed, you can see the faint silhouette of a dune at the edge of the settlement, its curves soft and gentle beneath the starlight. The sky above it is a black ocean, scattered with tiny white sparks. It feels almost unreal, as if you're floating between worlds, no longer fully rooted in Earth's memory, not yet fully dissolved into sleep. After a few minutes of quiet rest, you decide to rise again, drawn by a subtle curiosity. Not a restless urge, but a soft invitation, a sense that the night has something more to show you before you drift fully into dreams. You sit up slowly, feeling the bed release you with gentle ease. Your limbs feel warm, relaxed, light. Every movement is soft and fluid in the low gravity. You stand, stretch your arms gently overhead, and then step toward the door. The hallway outside is dim and serene. The lights glow like distant embers, guiding your path in a soft amber line. The gentle hum of the habitat seems quieter at this hour, warm and reassuring, like an old friend speaking in a whisper. You walk slowly, your footsteps barely making a sound on the cushioned floor. You feel drawn toward one of the quiet observation corridors, a long, arched hallway lined on one side with tall windows, each offering a different view of the desert and sky. This corridor is meant for calm reflection, for slow strolls in the early morning or late night when sleep hovers just out of reach. When you enter, the space greets you with a subtle warmth. The windows rise above you, curving gently with the shape of the dome, each one revealing a different piece of the night outside. You begin to walk, slow and unhurried, letting your fingertips glide along the smooth railing as you move. In one window, you see the distant outline of a hill glowing faintly under starlight. In another, the valley floor stretches into a vast shadowed expanse, calm and unmoving. In yet another, you catch sight of tiny drifting dust, illuminated by the habitat's light, swirling like soft, weightless smoke before disappearing into the darkness. And then, as you reach the middle of the corridor, you stop. There, framed by a tall, curved pane of glass, is the sight that pulls your breath into stillness. Phobos is rising again. It appears so close from here, almost as though you could reach out and touch it. The small moon glides upward slowly, its rough edges defined by the glow of distant starlight. It moves silently, steadily, carving a smooth arc across the sky. Its presence feels comforting, familiar, like a companion keeping watch over the settlement. You stay there for a long time, watching its motion. The silence deepens around you, and you begin to feel as though everything, the stars, the dunes, the air, even your own breath, is moving to the same slow rhythm. After a while, you continue down the corridor until you reach a quiet nook at the far end, a circular space with a padded bench nestled into the wall. You sit down gently, your body sinking into the soft material. The nook is positioned perfectly to offer a view of the western ridge, where the dunes rise into delicate waves of shadow. You relax into the seat, letting your shoulders drop, letting your breath fall into an even slower pattern. Your eyes soften, your muscles loosen. The world outside remains still and calm. And as you sit there, you begin to imagine the earliest explorers who once dreamed of this moment. People staring at the red planet through telescopes, imagining a future where humans would one day walk across these silent plains, plant gardens beneath glass domes, breathe carefully filtered air, and rest under the glow of alien skies. You realize that you are living inside that dream, gently, quietly, without rush. You close your eyes for a moment, listening to the soft hum of the habitat, feeling the gentle cradle of the bench beneath you. And when you open your eyes again, the stars seem even brighter, as if the darkness has deepened around them. You rise once more and walk out of the corridor, returning to the main hall of the habitat. It feels warmer here, softly lit, familiar. You move through it without hurry, guided by gentle instinct rather than thought. Everything around you feels quiet and safe, a sanctuary carved into a world that has known nothing but silence for ages. Eventually, you reach the small tea station near the greenhouse dome. Even though it is replicated and warmed artificially, the steam that rises from the dispenser feels comforting. You pour a small cup of calm herbal infusion, a blend designed for relaxation, with hints of chamomile, mineral warmth, and a soft floral note reminiscent of lavender. You hold the cup in your hands, feeling the heat radiate into your palms. You take a slow sip. The warmth travels through your chest and spreads outward, loosening the last remnants of tension that linger in your body. You close your eyes as you drink, savoring the gentle flavor, the sensation, the softness of the moment. When you finish, you return your cup to the station and continue walking. You feel deeply calm now, wrapped in a quiet sense of contentment. Your body feels light, your thoughts soft, as if they are made of drifting dust illuminated by starlight. You make your way back toward your room. The hallway lights dim just a little more as you approach, gently guiding you toward rest. Your door opens with a faint whisper, and the warm glow inside welcomes you home once again. You step inside, letting the door close behind you, and the room returns to perfect quiet. Your bed awaits, its shape already adjusting to your form, ready to cradle you through the deep Martian night. You slip beneath the soft blanket and lie back. Your body sinks, your breath slows, your mind floats. Outside, the stars continue their silent shimmer. Phobos drifts across the sky. Deimos follows, slower, softer. The desert is still. You close your eyes, the weightlessness of the planet soothing you, into a deeper calm. You are safe. You are warm. You are carried gently by the quiet of Mars. You rest deeply in your bed for a long while, drifting in that quiet space between wakefulness and dreams. The warmth beneath you feels like it is holding your body in a gentle embrace, while the coolness of the Martian night lingers faintly against the window. Your breath slows further, becoming a soft tide that rises and falls in perfect calm. At some point, you're not quite sure when, you open your eyes again. Not because something disturbs you, but because a gentle curiosity stirs somewhere inside you, a quiet pull that invites you to continue exploring this serene world. There's no rush, no urgency, just the soft whisper of possibility. The room is dim, lit only by a small, warm glow near the floor. The shadows curve softly around the walls, making the space feel even more cocoon-like. You sit up slowly, stretching your arms, feeling the looseness of your muscles and the extraordinary lightness of your body in the Martian gravity. You stand, take a deep, slow breath, and walk toward the door. It opens without sound, revealed by a soft stripe of amber light in the hallway outside. Once again, the habitat greets you with a peaceful hush. At this late hour, almost everyone is asleep, and the corridors feel like the quiet hallways of a dream. You walk gently toward the greenhouse dome. Something draws you there, perhaps the soft promise of living green in the midst of this silent world. When you enter, a warm breath of humid air envelops you, carrying the scent of leaves and wet soil. The lights inside have shifted to a moonlit setting, bathing the plants in cool, silvery tones that make them appear soft and glowing. You walk slowly down the central path, past rows of peaceful greenery. The leaves barely move in the soft, controlled airflow. Some plants have tiny dew droplets shimmering on their surface, reflecting the dim lights like miniature stars. You reach out and brush your fingers lightly along the edge of a leaf, feeling its smoothness and the slight coolness of its surface. A small bench sits near the center of the greenhouse, surrounded by taller plants that curve inward like sheltering arms. You sit down and close your eyes. The air feels thick but soothing, rich in oxygen, warm in temperature, gentle on your lungs. The soft hum of the atmospheric system creates a familiar, comforting rhythm, much like a distant lullaby. You rest there for a long moment, letting the warmth melt over you. Your breathing slows again. Your thoughts drift like floating dust. Inside this greenhouse, you feel surrounded by life. Not abundant life like Earth holds, but quiet, intentional life. Life that has been carried across space and carefully nurtured to thrive in a world that was once entirely barren. Eventually, when you rise from the bench, your body feels even softer, even lighter. You leave the greenhouse and step back into the hallway, the cooler, drier air of the habitat brushing gently against your face. Something draws you now toward the observation dome, the large panoramic space at the edge of the settlement where the entire horizon seems to open at once. You walk slowly there, guided by instinct, feeling calmer with each step. The lights in the hallway dim further as you approach the outer dome, creating a slow transition toward darkness. When you enter the observation dome, a soft sigh escapes you. The beauty of the night outside is immense. The dome is quiet, lit only by a faint glow around the floor's edge. The entire ceiling is a transparent curve of reinforced glass, revealing the sky in its full, untouched darkness. It feels like stepping into the space between worlds. You walk toward the center of the dome, where a reclining couch awaits, shaped to support your body effortlessly. You lie down, letting your limbs fall where they may, feeling the gentle shift of the cushions beneath you. Then you lift your gaze. The sky is breathtaking. Thousands of stars shine with incredible clarity, their light undisturbed by atmosphere or interference. Some glow warm and steady, others flicker faintly, distant and delicate. The Milky Way stretches across the dome like a glowing river, each star a drop of ancient light, traveling millions of years to reach your eyes. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting the sight wash over your senses. The silence of the dome feels like infinity. The stillness is profound, grounding, soothing. As you stare upward, you become aware of your own tiny presence in the vastness. Not overwhelmed, not lost, but held within it, cherished by the cosmos. Far beyond the stars, the faint glow of Earth may still hang somewhere, though you cannot see it from this side of the sky. And yet, in this moment, you do not feel far from home. You feel connected to everything, to Earth, to Mars, to the stars, to the gentle hum of the habitat around you. A soft movement catches your eye. Phobos reappears, cutting a silent path through the heavens. It moves quickly, almost shyly, as though it doesn't want to disturb the quiet. Deimos follows far behind, steady, slow, dreamlike. Time seems to dissolve as you lie there, watching the sky drift overhead. Minutes blend with moments. Thoughts melt into warmth. You feel yourself drifting, not into sleep yet, but into an even deeper tranquility, like sinking slowly beneath the surface of calm water. At some point, you close your eyes, though you're not sure when. The darkness behind your eyelids feels warm, safe, expansive. The bed beneath you holds you softly. The air around you hums gently. Everything feels aligned, peaceful, balanced, perfectly still. Eventually, you open your eyes once more, just to take in the stars again. The view is even softer now, the glass slightly cooled by the night, the lights dimmer, the stars steady and eternal. It feels like the universe is breathing with you, matching the quiet rise and fall of your chest. After a long time, you slowly rise from the couch. Your legs feel weightless, your movements effortless. You walk toward the entrance of the dome, taking one last look at the sky before stepping back into the habitat's warm hallway. The lights guide you gently toward your room. Your steps are slow. Your mind is quiet. Your body feels almost like it is floating. When you enter your room again, the warmth greets you like an old friend. You slip into bed once more, sinking into the soft cradle that forms around you. Outside the window, the desert remains still, silent, serene. Your eyes close. Your breath deepens. You fall again into that soft, drifting space, halfway between waking and dreaming, held by the gentle quiet of Mars. You drift in your warm bed for a while, half awake, half dreaming, wrapped in the deep quiet of the Martian night. Time feels soft here, stretched, slowed, as though the world outside is holding its breath just for you. Even your thoughts move gently, floating through your mind like fragments of distant starlight. You open your eyes again when your body feels ready, without hurry. The soft light beneath the edges of your room glows faintly, guiding your senses back into the gentle space around you. You breathe deeply, feeling the warmth in your chest, the softness in your limbs, the incredible lightness that the Martian gravity gives to every movement. You sit up slowly, letting your hands rest on the blanket for a moment before rising. You feel no urgency, no pressure, only a subtle curiosity, like a quiet ripple moving through calm water. You step out of bed and into the stillness of your room. The floor is warm beneath your feet. The air feels soft, carrying a faint hint of minerals and filtered moisture. When you open the door, the hallway greets you with dim amber lights, shimmering like distant lanterns placed far apart. The habitat is silent, not empty, but resting, like a tired but peaceful heart settling into its nighttime rhythm. You walk slowly, letting your fingertips slide along the smooth wall as you move, just to feel the gentle texture beneath your touch. A quiet thought drifts through your mind. Perhaps you will visit the research dome again, or maybe sit in the greenhouse where the air is warm and alive. But something deeper pulls you toward a different direction, toward the outer tunnel that leads to a sheltered overlook outside the main habitat. You follow the pull. The tunnel walls curve around you like the inside of a shell. Soft lights illuminate your path, spaced out so widely that each step feels like moving between slow heartbeats. The gentle hum of the systems hums quietly behind the walls, comforting and steady. At the end of the tunnel, you reach a small chamber where your suit awaits. You step into it with slow, practiced motions. The seals close with a soft exhale. The interior warms instantly to your body temperature, cradling your skin with a gentle, protective pressure. You step into the airlock. A soft hiss, a gentle pause. Then the outer door opens. The night outside greets you with vast, overwhelming stillness. The dunes stretch infinitely in every direction, bathed in faint silver light from the stars. The sky above is sharp, crystalline, endless. A faint breeze carries a whisper of dust across the ground, brushing softly against your boots. You walk toward the overlook, a simple platform built into a natural rise in the ground. The structure is minimal, almost invisible in the night. It exists only to give humans a quiet place to stand and feel small beneath the universe. You climb the gentle slope, each step lifting you in slow, graceful arcs. At the top, you stop and breathe. The view steals even the smallest remaining thoughts from your mind. The landscape looks like an ocean frozen in time. Gentle waves of dust rise and fall, shaped by ancient winds. The distant hills glow with a faint bluish tint where starlight falls across their curves. The sky appears closer here, as if space presses softly against the edge of the atmosphere, inviting you to reach out and drift upward. You walk to the edge of the overlook and sit slowly on a smooth, warm rock. It supports you perfectly, as though it has been waiting for this moment. You bring your knees close, rest your arms lightly upon them, and let your gaze sink into infinity. Far off in the distance, a faint glimmer catches your eye. Not a star, not a reflection, but a tiny shimmer of dust lit by the residual glow of a settling breeze. It drifts upward for a moment, suspended like a spark in slow motion, before falling gently back to the ground. The dance is delicate, almost tender. Phobos passes overhead again, smaller now, receding into the far side of the sky. The speed at which it moves reminds you of how different this world is. But here, in the quiet, it feels like a familiar companion. Deimos rises later, slow, gentle, almost shy, floating upward like a lantern set drifting on a calm sea. You watch it until it settles into its steady, timeless path. Time itself seems to melt. It stretches into long, soft moments. Moments that feel like they could last forever. Moments where the only sound is your breath and the soft whisper of dust. Eventually, you lie back on the platform, letting your body rest fully. The ground beneath you is solid but warm, holding your weight lightly in the reduced gravity. Through your visor, you see the sky curve above you, a dome of stars so vast that your thoughts dissolve into them. You feel small, you feel infinite, you feel safe. You breathe deeply, letting the coolness of the night fill your lungs through the suit's gentle filtration. The rhythm of your breath becomes slower, softer, more peaceful. You close your eyes and allow the stillness of Mars to settle deeper into you. When you open your eyes again, the stars seem brighter. They do not flicker, they shimmer steadily, ancient and patient. Light that has traveled millions of years meets your gaze in silence. You rise slowly, feeling as though you have rested on a cradle of sand and starlight. You begin your walk back toward the habitat, your steps slow and weightless. The settlement's soft lights appear in the distance like warm embers glowing in the dark. They draw you closer, guiding you gently home. When you reach the airlock, the familiar warmth washes over you again. You remove your suit, step into the hallway, move through the quiet dome. Your room awaits with its soft light, warm bed, and peaceful silence. You lie down once more, sinking into the embrace of the bed, as though returning to a gentle tide that holds you safely. The hum of the habitat settles around you like a lullaby. Your breath slows, your eyes grow heavy, the night deepens, and Mars, silent and gentle, cradles you once more. You rest for another long moment in the warm cradle of your bed, feeling the softness gather around you like layers of gentle stillness. The hum of the habitat feels distant now, quieter than ever, almost like a deep ocean current moving somewhere far below your awareness. You breathe slowly, letting each breath fall deeper into your body. And when you are ready, you open your eyes. The room is dim, tinted in soft amber from the subtle night lights embedded near the floor. The shadows curl gently around the corners, and the air feels warm, soothing, perfectly still. You stretch your legs slightly beneath the blanket, feeling the lightness of Mars in the ease of every movement. There is no urgency, no reason to move, but still, a soft curiosity pulls you from the comfort of your bed. You sit up, allowing your body to adjust in its own time. Your mind feels soft, dreamlike. You rise slowly, letting your feet settle onto the warm floor, and make your way toward the door. It opens with a gentle sigh, revealing the familiar, dim corridor of the habitat. Tonight feels different in a subtle way, quieter, deeper, as if Mars itself has become even more still, waiting with a patient calm for your footsteps. You walk slowly, your hand brushing lightly along the wall as you pass. The corridor curves softly, leading you toward the central hub of the habitat. You take a turn down a smaller hallway, a path you haven't explored in a while. This one leads toward the quiet study dome, a small, circular space tucked between the greenhouse and the outer shell of the settlement. The lights along the corridor pulse faintly, guiding you like soft stars toward the room ahead. When you enter the study dome, the air feels warm, with a subtle scent of old minerals and faint, filtered earthiness. The smell of stone and warmth blended together. Small lamps glow near the floor, illuminating smooth, rounded shelves built into the walls. The shelves hold objects collected over time, stones polished by Martian winds, tiny crystals found during research walks, fragments of meteorite that once drifted silently through space until they found their resting place here. You walk slowly along the shelves, letting your fingers hover over each object without touching. Every piece seems ancient, timeless, shaped by forces that work quietly for millions of years. The soft light makes them glow as though they carry a memory of the planet itself. You sit down on a low bench near the window and look out across the dunes. The world outside is still wrapped in deep night, untouched by dawn. The stars shine steadily above, and a faint reddish shimmer hovers over the sands where distant dust catches the starlight. As you watch, you imagine the long history of this land, the ancient rivers that once carved paths into the stone, the volcanoes that once breathed fire into the sky, the long ages of silence that followed. You feel as though you are sitting inside the quietest chapter of a very old story. After a few moments, you rise once more and leave the study dome, stepping again into the hallway. Your body feels even softer now, more relaxed, more in tune with the slow rhythm of this world. You feel called toward another place, the outer greenhouse annex, a smaller, more intimate space, rarely used but always open for quiet reflection. When you enter, the air is warm and sweet. The lights mimic a gentle twilight, bathing the small clusters of plants in muted lavender tones. These plants are not the staple crops of the main greenhouse, but softer, quieter species. Tiny ferns, delicate mosses, slow-growing flowers with pale petals shaped like small bowls. You kneel beside one of the small beds of moss and gently touch its surface. Even through your glove, you feel its softness, cool, moist, calming. The tiny leaves seem to glow faintly under the twilight lights, as if they are breathing in their own small, quiet rhythm. You sit down against the curved wall, letting your body relax completely into the warm surface behind you. The air is thick with soft humidity, soothing your lungs, encouraging your breath to deepen effortlessly. For a long moment, you simply sit there, breathing, watching, sinking into deeper calm. The plants sway ever so slightly in the gentle airflow, and a soft hum from the environment system whispers through the dome. The sound is steady, rhythmic, hypnotic. Eventually, you rise again and leave the annex, returning to the main hallway. You feel the coolness of the air shift around you, contrasting gently with the warmth you just left. Your body feels light, your movements slow and fluid. You decide to walk toward the engineering dome, not for work or study, but because the soft vibrations there can be soothing. As you enter the dome, low, warm tones greet you, the quiet pulses of systems that keep the habitat alive. The floor vibrates faintly beneath your feet, like the deep purr of a peaceful creature resting in its den. You walk across the smooth flooring until you reach a softly cushioned seat near a wall panel. You sit, letting the subtle vibrations travel through your body, calming your muscles, loosening every remaining thread of tension. You close your eyes, leaning your head back gently, absorbing the warmth and sound. For a moment, you feel weightless, drifting, as if the whole dome is carrying you in the air, supporting you with its gentle hum. Your breathing grows slower, deeper, matching the steady rhythm beneath the floor. When you open your eyes again, the dome feels even quieter. The lights shine in soft, concentrated beams, illuminating only the spaces that need attention, leaving the rest in a gentle half-darkness. You stand slowly and make your way back toward your room. The hallway lights dim further as you approach, guiding you gently toward rest. When you enter your room, the warmth greets you like a gentle embrace. You slip into bed once more, feeling the mattress shape around your body in perfect comfort. The blanket settles lightly over you. The hum of the habitat returns to a soft whisper. Outside your window, the stars continue their slow dance over the quiet desert. You breathe in deeply and out slowly. The softness of the night settles around you again, even deeper than before. You close your eyes. Your body relaxes completely. Your mind floats quietly like dust over the red sands. Mars holds you gently, patiently, as you drift once more into peaceful rest. You rest in your bed again, drifting through the soft current of Martian night. Time feels gentle here, stretched into calm shapes. Your breath moves slowly, each inhale melting into the next, each exhale releasing you deeper into stillness. Outside, the stars continue their silent glow, patient and steady, as if guarding your dreams. When your eyes open again, it happens the way morning light slips through curtains. So softly, you barely notice the shift. The room remains dim, the air still warm, the blanket lightly wrapped around you. Your mind feels rested, floating somewhere between sleep and wakefulness. You rise with slow movements, letting the blanket slide away. Your feet meet the warm floor, and you stretch gently, feeling each muscle lengthen in the reduced gravity. Your body feels light, comfortable, and unhurried. You move toward the door, and it opens with a faint glow of golden light spilling into the room. The hallway is quiet. The habitat seems to breathe, each system humming softly like the slow pulse of a sleeping creature. You walk leisurely, following no plan, just curiosity, a gentle pull in your chest. You pass the greenhouse, the study dome, the observation hall, and something in you draws toward a part of the settlement you've barely visited, the outer ring walkway. It wraps around the entire habitat just beneath the protective surface of the dome, creating a long, curved path designed for slow movement and reflection. You enter the walkway through a small arched door. Inside, the air is slightly cooler, the lighting dimmer, and the distant shine of the planet's surface filters through long, transparent panels. You begin to walk, your footsteps barely audible, your movements soft and graceful. The view shifts gently around you as the walkway curves. Through the windows, you see the dunes stretched out like soft, frozen waves. The stars above shimmer with unwavering brilliance, and at the horizon, a faint glow suggests the beginning of Martian pre-dawn. A delicate, pale shimmer, hardly more than a breath of light. As you walk, you feel a calm rhythm settling into your steps. The curve of the walkway creates a sense of continuous motion, as if you're floating along the edge of a dream. The hum of the habitat follows you, always steady, always warm. You stop at one of the windows and lean your hands lightly against the smooth frame. Outside, the thin atmosphere creates a soft haze, and the dune nearest the settlement glows faintly under the first hints of morning light. You imagine the countless grains of dust resting there, each one shaped by time, each one carried across the planet's surface by ancient winds. You continue walking, letting the world unfold slowly around you. You turn a corner and find a small alcove built into the wall, a quiet place with a cushioned bench, meant for contemplation. You sit down, allowing your body to relax. The bench adjusts to you, creating a soft cradle beneath your weight. You sit quietly, breathing, settling, almost dissolving into the stillness. And then something happens outside. A faint, delicate shimmer starts to rise at the edge of the sky. It begins as the thinnest line of pale blue, then slowly expands into a soft gradient of color. This is the earliest stage of a Martian sunrise. Not bright, not sudden, but a gentle awakening that spreads across the sky like a whisper. You watch as the color grows. Whisper blue becomes lavender. Lavender melts into rose. Rose blossoms into a muted gold. The dunes shift under the changing light. Shadows stretch softly. Curves become shapes. The world reveals itself layer by layer, as though the planet is waking slowly, thoughtfully, welcoming the new day. You feel something inside you warm with the light, a deep, quiet recognition, a sense of being part of something ancient, something patient, something beautifully slow. Eventually, you rise from the bench and continue walking along the curved hallway. The sunrise follows you, spreading its soft glow across the desert. When you reach the far side of the walkway, you see the settlement bathed in the muted gold of early morning, domes glowing softly, walkways shimmering faintly, the entire habitat wrapped in peaceful light. You exit the walkway and step back into the main habitat. The air is warmer now. The lights have brightened slightly, shifting into their daytime hue. You feel refreshed, but still deeply calm, held by the gentle transition of night into day. You decide to visit the communal dining dome, not out of hunger, but for the comfort of warm air and soft light. When you enter, you find the dome empty, quiet, still. The lights glow warmly from the ceiling, reflecting off the curved walls in gentle patterns. You take a warm cup of mineral tea, faintly herbal, slightly sweet, and sit by one of the windows. The steam rises slowly, curling into soft spirals. You take a sip, feeling the warmth spread through your chest, grounding you gently. Outside, the sands reflect the early sun like brushed copper. After a few moments, you leave your cup on the small table and walk back through the gently curving corridor toward your room. As you approach, the lights dim slightly again, recognizing your presence and preparing your space for rest if you desire it. You step inside. The air is warm, balanced, welcoming. Your bed appears even softer now than before, cradled in morning light. You lie down once more, sinking into its shape. The blanket rests lightly atop your body. The world outside is brightening, but inside you remain held in a quiet cocoon. Your breath slows, your mind softens. Your body drifts toward another gentle layer of calm. Mars continues its slow dance beneath the sky, carrying you with it into the stillness of a new day. You lie in your bed as the soft Martian morning settles gently across the habitat. The light outside your window is warm but muted, shining through the thin atmosphere in gentle shades of gold and rose. Your body feels light, peaceful, entirely at ease. You stretch slowly, allowing the warmth of the bed to melt into your muscles, and you take one deep breath, calm, steady, grounding. The hum of the habitat follows your breath like a soft, continuous lullaby. Everything feels balanced. Everything feels quiet. Mars seems to be holding you in a long, slow exhale, inviting you into deeper rest rather than urging you into wakefulness. You rise slowly from the bed, not because you must, but because movement feels like part of the calm rhythm of the day. You place your feet on the warm floor and take a moment to simply exist in the soft glow of your room. The habitat lights shift gently. recognizing your presence, but remain low and comforting. A gentle pull leads you toward the outer walkway again. You follow, drawn to the tranquility of that peaceful path. When the door opens for you, the curved hallway is once again filled with the soft light of early morning, shadows falling in long, dreamy shapes across the floor. As you walk, your steps make no sound. Everything around you breathes in silence. Outside the windows, the desert glows with colors only Mars can paint: warm rust, pale peach, soft amber, and hints of lavender lingering at the horizon's edge. Dust glimmers faintly in the shifting sunlight, drifting upward in delicate spirals before settling gently back onto the dunes. You walk slowly along the curve of the walkway until you reach a wider viewing space. You pause there, letting your hands rest lightly on the cool frame of the window. The landscape stretches before you, impossibly still, impossibly calm. You feel a warmth in your chest, a soft swell of wonder. This world, once unreachable, once only imagined, now feels familiar, alive in its quiet way, a place where you have learned to breathe differently, move differently, rest more deeply than ever before. You continue your walk until you reach the far end of the walkway, where a small door leads to a gentle ascent tunnel, a path designed for slow climbs to a sheltered rooftop platform. You've never visited it at this hour, but today it calls to you with a quiet voice. You enter the tunnel, feeling the air grow cooler as you climb. Your steps are soft, the incline is gentle, and the gravity makes your body feel light, almost floating. When you emerge onto the rooftop platform, the view meets you with breathtaking softness. The settlement lies beneath you like a cluster of warm, glowing shells. The desert stretches into endless curves of gold and rose. The sky above shimmers with the last traces of dawn. You walk toward the edge and sit down on a smooth, warm bench carved seamlessly into the structure. The material molds itself to your shape, holding you gently, almost weightlessly. From here, the silence is deeper than anywhere inside. A profound hush, a quiet that feels alive. You take a slow breath, then another, and with each inhale, you feel the world around you soften. With each exhale, your body unwinds a little more. A faint breeze rises, the gentlest stir of air, brushing the surface of the sand in long, smooth strokes. It caresses your suit, whispers across the platform, carries the soft mineral scent of the desert. You close your eyes, letting the warmth of the sun settle on your skin through the suit's gentle filtering. You feel rested. You feel held. You feel part of something ancient and tender. At some point, you open your eyes again, and a quiet shift has happened in the sky. Deimos appears, drifting slowly across the pale morning. Its small, distant shape moves with a calm, dreamlike steadiness, like a thought floating at the edge of your mind. You watch it for a long time, feeling your breath match its slow path. Nothing rushes, nothing demands. You are simply here, resting on the rooftop of a world that has welcomed you into its quiet rhythm. Eventually, you rise from the bench and begin your slow descent back into the habitat. The tunnel envelops you with gentle warmth. The lights guide you softly downward. Inside, the habitat feels even more peaceful than before, as though it too has absorbed the calm of the morning. You walk back to your room, every step graceful in the light gravity. The hallway curves tenderly around you, embracing you with silence. When you enter your room again, the light is dimmed to a soft, warm glow. Your bed awaits, shaped to your comfort, ready to hold you gently once more. You lie down slowly. The mattress cradles you perfectly. The blanket settles around your body like a soft wave. Outside your window, the desert begins to glow brighter under the rising sun. Inside, your breath grows slower, deeper, quieter. You feel your thoughts drift like dust lifted by a gentle breeze. You feel your body sink, weightless and safe. You feel your mind soften into warm, comforting haze. Mars holds you in its calm, morning embrace. The stars still linger faintly in the brightening sky, and you descend into a quiet, peaceful sleep, carried by the soft, endless stillness of a world made for dreaming.